This recording was made several months ago. Its purpose was to try and gather more unique pyramid ship whispers. There are new pyramid voices here, some of the clearest I've actually found, but that's not what we'll be talking about today. The rest of the fire team in this recording left the Discord call and the raid, and that was just so I could have complete silence as I listened to the area. In hindsight, I probably should have muted the notification sounds, and you'll see why in a second. I'm going to play the clip and then I'll talk about it. I'm pretty sure you heard the sound that I heard, but I'll play it again in case you missed it. So what was this? I believe the first part of it was singing, a combination of male and female voices, with the female choir being clearer at the start and the male choir being clearer at the end. Now, I have friends that don't think there's any human voices at all, that it's all instrumental, but this is just my opinion on it. There is the second half, the really creepy sound. Well, I mean, okay, to be fair, it's all creepy, but the creepier of the two. I definitely don't think that that's singing at all. It sounds more like an instrument than anything else, but I could be wrong. And yeah, that's just the discovery. I'll give you my thoughts on it. If there's anything that's interesting about this, it's the fact that it sounds like it's coming from the statue. And it only began once I got close to it. This separates it from the whispers, which start as soon as you jump down. And as a matter of fact, there's whispers throughout the raid. They're not only in this location here. And at the same time, in this little tunnel, they come from all directions but the statue. This sound clip was triggered. It wasn't just some 24/7 ambience. I had to get close enough for it to begin. Even when I was editing the audio to pick apart the whispers, I noticed that the sounds from the statue seemed to be a completely different effect. Now, if you watched my stream, you'll know kind of how I do the stuff with the whispers, and when I did the same thing to the sound of the singing and the instrument, whatever, it didn't have any effect. It didn't work at all. Okay, I'm gonna break down my thought process here. We have a cool area in the Black Garden that has the worst raid boss I have ever had the misfortune of looking at. We beat him, nice. That led to a pyramid structure opening up that contained another cool area, nice. Inside there we have a tunnel formed from a mixture of pyramid architecture and vegetation. At the end of the tunnel there is only darkness. Okay. At the end of the tunnel we have a statue of a veiled woman with the final chest of the raid at her feet. As we approach the statue, we are bombarded by pyramid whispers from all sides, yet it's only once we approach the statue that we hear the singing/music that only seems to come from the statue or that area. What should also be noted is that the music or singing is kind of happy. It seems peaceful to me. I don't know, maybe you masters of symphony feel differently. It certainly hits different than... With this breakdown in mind, let me tell you what I think. For me, it all comes down to the difference between the singing, the whispers, the location, and other things, and ultimately what it means for the identity of the statue. Okay, I don't want to go too deep into it, but I'll say this. I have always believed, since just before Beyond Light, that these statues represent the gardener. If you want to know why, I'd recommend you watch the Eldritch Theory Part 1. Now, I know a lot of people think that this is the Winnower or some other dark character, but out of all the evidence that I have found that goes against this, I think this music could actually well be added to that list. From a theme perspective when looking at music, let's look at the Hive. There's no happy, peaceful music there. They do have some bangers. And keep this in mind, the Hive have been very connected to the darkness, with Oryx having a casual one-on-one with the deep that is the darkness itself. You see nothing like that with the Scorn. I don't think they have a musical bone in their body. There's nothing like this at all in Presage. I'm not saying there isn't music in Presage, but no, there's no happy music in Presage. And this is where the Winnower, or the darkness, the entity, may have actually been at one point. If you think about it, the Presage is probably the most darkness-themed place we have that we can go to at the moment. So yeah, there's nothing like this anywhere. Everything darkness-related sounds like death. I'm sure there are some of you who don't really think this is a big deal, or you think that doesn't really change anything. Oh, well, you see, you know, the darkness can have happy music, you know, and I'm not going to argue with that. You might be right, but I don't know. To me, this comes across as strange. You have happy music with a statue that actually could be of a relatively happy character to do with life and all that, given golden ages, in a location where that character came from originally, surrounded by whispers that are very much not related when it comes to the themes of happiness. Yeah, it just doesn't really fit for me. If this was the Winnower or some other dark character, I feel like it should have been creepy, and even if the song is supposed to be worshipping the statue, it should be some kind of cultist stuff, you know? But those are just my thoughts on that. So that's the discovery I made and why I think it's important. At the very least, I think it's relevant, okay? You should keep this in mind as we move into Witch Queen and Lightfall. Let me know what you think. Hit me with a comment, and if you want to join the journey, click the link in the description below and become part of our Discord. And that's that. I don't even know why I'm here. Yeah, okay, let's go. Bye-bye.